Hey everybody, this is Andy with Two Rivers Counterfeits. Today you might notice we're not in the shop. We're going to do something a little bit different. After all y'all's great feedback, which I greatly appreciate, and your subscription and viewership, I've had a lot of questions about the actual flocking process. Before I was just focusing on airbrushing, and I know there's lots of videos on YouTube already about how to properly flock decoys, but I decided with all of the questions I had, we had a pretty good core group of guys that wanted to know exactly what my process is for preparing decoys, washing them, priming them, products I use, and then actually getting the flock on so that we can get to the steps that you've already seen in some of the other videos. So this is going to be step one in a multi-part series. I'm going to do both plastic and foam decoys, which they do need to be done a little bit differently. They require different products, they require different care. So I've got some old herders that are really rough, really beat up, some of the worst that I've probably ever taken on. And then I've got some actually brand new tangle frees that I'm just going to treat like they're old decoys. So stay tuned and we'll get started. Okay, so step one is going to be to power wash the decoys off. If you don't have a power washer, you can use your bathtub in the house. You can use some Dawn dishwashing detergent. What I do myself is I actually do have a power washer that I use all the time for many things. As a homeowner, it's a good thing to have. But this is actually a shortened wand that is designed for washing cars. You can get them on Amazon. They're about 25 bucks. It comes with a little bottle that clips on that you can put different detergents and soaps in. I don't use soap personally. I really just have found that I don't need it. I'll use either a 25 or a 40-degree nozzle. And you don't want to get too close because, especially with some of these foam decoys, they're older, you can actually do damage to them. So we'll get this old power washer started up and we'll wash off a few birds. Sorry about the noise, you probably won't be able to hear me. This is an Avian X. This is an old used decoy, so it's kind of dirty. You see some of the stuff that's on there, some of the old paint stuff, it'll come right off. Here's the heads of the herders. And here's an actual herder itself, the body. Of course, I've got a few more decoys to do, but I'm not going to sit here and bore you with watching me spray decoys. You kind of get the idea. It's great with that short wand because you can actually hold it in your hand. Before, when I had the longer wand, before I bought that thing, I had to set them on the ground and kind of hold them down with my foot, and they go scooting across the ground, and it's not doing the decoys any favor. So with that shorter wand, makes life a whole lot easier. You can just hold it in your hand. I'm going to go ahead and cut away and get the rest of these decoys finished, let them dry, and we'll reconvene here in a little bit, and we'll show you the next step. Well, as I sit here in my easy chair thinking about it, we're going to divide the rest of the video series into two segments. We're going to do a step 2A and a step 2B because the care and time required for foam versus plastic decoys is so much different. Rather than waste your time sitting there waiting through 20 minutes of explanation on foam decoys when you have plastics or vice versa, I'm just going to make it so that you can go directly to get the information that you need. After the prep and the repair, in the case of the herders that you're going to see, we are going to merge them back together. And at that stage, you'll see the flocking on both varieties of birds at the same time. Because once you've got the primer on, there's really not all that much difference at all. So stick with me and look for part 2 for your decoys coming up here shortly.